executives, it's in my honor to always at this point, the river between Ukraine East and Ukraine West actually projects between Europe and Russia, of which you have one of them explained by God to be a goat and the other one to be a sheep. When I got that goat issues, I knew it's Dangote Aliko time to partner with at the grassroots a very close friend to Gates, who is my right hand, and basically that of what kind of exhortation could it have been that at one single decision that began the end and the wrap up of the war in Ukraine, yet handful of people are still the goats treated by Russia to have single currency and military seal on the uniforms of the custom and policy system here in Ukraine East, where I still sanction it as its king, that Vlad had no 100% right over this piece of land, including Crimea. Now, this had actually been what had driven to a point of a Cadillac at a neighborhood right here that actually point to owning an event but not accrediting those neighbors to be relocated to Ondo or of any sort. Simply, if they would, then the vehicle should be free, handed over to me, and then we have Naira Sterling. That's easy. But better still, an economy that is now rumpled upside down Mark's third day in this ninth week. And 1999 or 1993 June 12 still remains in our minds, yet it's about 1993. It's about that this ninth week of 2023 and its second third day, and IBB declares in my honor or in his honor the poll cancelled after my order and as acting president until the issue are solved. I'm very glad about that. Makes my load very light. From here, let's listen to the judge of the continents, whether in uniform or not, or still. I take you down straight here that Psalm 105 verses 3 says here, glory, yea, in his holy name, let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord. And verses 5 says here, remember his marvelous works that he had done, his wonders, and the judgment of his mouth. Now, let us go and listen to what aspects of judgment could this be, if it is different from that of 1 Peter 3 verses 13 that says, who is going to harm you if you are eager to do good?
Let all elections that do not pass the credibility and transparency test be cancelled and be brought back, with areas where elections were disrupted, for next Saturday, March 4.
This four-wheel drive issue still make the North Pole East, West, and South to actually be an area of concentration. But I'm going to tell you right here that people don't know what to die for. You speak issues on mainland, and then you were focusing straight into Uganda, Kampala. We knew what happened in 1975 and 76 before we heard about a government was overthrown by Murtala Muhammad, who actually created 8 states, knowing fully well that you have spent 9 years looking for one more year to go there before Murtala Muhammad spent few months and he was assassinated before the Supreme Judge of the continent of Africa, who just hear his decision, had to fix a date, the 4th of March, which actually will point anybody who actually want to be in Aso Rock to focus on a specific vehicle or different categories of vehicle in my honor. The man went on that we should have a proverb 19 verses 16 that says, whoever keeps my commandment or keeps commandments keeps their life. But whoever show contempt to their ways will die. It had meant that we are all a group of people born into a generation, and we must mandatorily have to admit with the rules and regulations. Now, let me take you to this end before I give you, that Showere is actually trying to strike with an election, but having not decision that matter most in the country, but was targeting probably a man who is 78 years old, but I don't know who actually was targeting. Probably he was targeting IBB in his first day in office at the very 26th, 27th day of February, which we knew were the end of the 8th week into the 9th week, and this is the 3rd day. Education at Oxford headquarters had taught us about where people can learn one or two things.
How can you see a 52-year-old man who has consistently fought for democracy, good things in Nigeria? I'm 52 years old. That's this on the 16th of February. And you are saying I must go to local government. And you want an 80-year-old man who needs assistance to stand up, to be president of Nigeria. And when things fall apart, you are looking for Showore after the election to come and help you fix the country. You need Showore to fight, but you don't need Showore to lead, so that the country will not have to go through the kind of harrowing experience we are going through. We are in the middle of a major crisis.
Yet, be you in the middle or not the middle, the man had exalted you. If you want to come and be a president, come over. But there is a project in Abuja that you will not be part of.
Ejai should be like a former president. When Museveni retires, you will never hear Museveni working. You know, the other time when we were having our battle here with the exchange and all that, a European came and said, that I should go and be Secretary General of the UN. I said, what? Secretary General of what? UN. President, Secretary General is the Karani. How can Museveni work for anybody? Once I retire, only God will be the one to employ me. That issue of composition can go to court, but it should not stop the project.
The project is very interesting. You shouldn't talk about you are 52. What can you do in 52 weeks to actually make anything happen, like resolving the conflict in Ukraine that had from February 24th in the 8th week, we had seen issues mark a year, and yet a vehicle did not come forward. What do you want to do about it? I was 20 when I was president and still president of the universe, the British Head of State, Governor General, and more, Arch-Emperor. To round it off in our decisions about today, we learn about what education can turn out to be. And then we are very glad about people who had made decisions. But better still, I would like you to go without telling you what God wants His word to guide and shape the way we think, act, and pray. Look at issues that have been written, the reasons we should devote time for reading scriptures to hear Christ speaks, even as Zion, scrupulous issues. Why do you not talk with Him? By reading the scriptures, we listen to Christ. Next time, this judgment is passed forward, and Oxford headquarters is telling you to study hard, be approved.